Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depending on where you're at in the world today, we are back for another My Mortgage Hound live stream. I hope you enjoyed the extended intro. You know, I can't stop coming up with great ideas for intros. This morning we had a dog driving a moving truck with My Mortgage Hound on the side. Guys, I have a jam-packed stream for you this morning. Let's get the chat going. Holidays are over.
They are.
And I'm not upset about it. This morning we have one of the preferred agents of the My Mortgage Hound community, Diana Rutherford, here joining us today. We're going to surprise her with a bunch of questions, a bunch of statistics. We're going to get her reaction. I have 3 listings queued up. One is a for sale by owner, which is a interesting topic. So we're going to go over that. We're going to get her reactions. We're going to talk about how to negotiate if you do fall in love with a home that's a for sale by owner. Do you get your own representation? How does that work? What's the attitude of the average for sale by owner seller? We're going to talk about that. And I have a cool home in Richfield. We have a loan we're going to talk about for investors. But before we do all that, make sure you're liked and subscribed. And we're going to go over some market statistics. Now, no spoiler alert here. Let's see. I normally don't do this, but this is the statistics we looked at last week. So this is for the week, and sorry to cover you up, Diana.
You're good.
This, I'll scoot over.
You're good.
This is for the week of Christmas.
Okay.
So this is week over week. So this is comparing the week of Christmas to the week before Christmas. Every week, Gavin Hudkins over at Berkshire Hathaway, another preferred agent of the show, sends over these statistics. New listings, 102 new listings. That's down 18%.
And that's just here in Clark County, Washington.
Yeah, no,
okay.
These are the wrong statistics. This is for the week before Christmas. Let's see, I may not have them up here.
I'm just saying this is market stats for Clark County.
Clark County, yeah,
Okay.
Southwest Washington. Anyways, the statistics for Christmas were horrible. This is what they look like for last week. Okay, so comparing the week of New Year's to the week of Christmas, 86 new listings, that's up 56%, but we were down over 50% for the week of Christmas. But it's good to see that number's come back. I would have liked to see it more than 56%. Pending sales, so homes that have gone into contract but haven't yet closed, up 27%. So if you just look at the percentage increases, that looks really good. Mm-hmm. But here's what scares me, and I hope this isn't an indicator of what's to come, is 86 new listings last week, 120 went pending. So we sold, what is that, 44 more homes than new listings came on the market. This is not good for our local inventory, especially with rates, which we'll look at here in just a second. Rates coming down, we're at, I don't know, over a 12-month low on rates as of yesterday. So we're gonna wanna watch our inventory very closely. Now, we're gonna get Diana's opinion. My opinion is that there are just as many, if not more, sellers waiting on the sidelines for rates to come down that haven't listed their home because they're sitting at a 3.5% interest rate. So I'm hopeful that we're going to see a bunch of new listings hit the market as we approach springtime. And that will fulfill the demand that's going to come from all the buyers that are entering the market now that rates have come down. Mm-hmm. But if that doesn't happen, we could end up in a situation where we have home values skyrocketing, bidding wars on homes selling for 10% over asking. If you guys remember during COVID, there was even a disclosure, I can't remember what it was called, like a 22A or 24A. It was part of
22AD.
22AD, where let's say the home was listed for $500,000, I would say $500,000 with an escalation clause up to $550,000. So I wouldn't know what I was going to get the house for. I was just trying to get the house. Now, I don't think we're going to end up there, but that's what we're going to be monitoring very closely. Good morning, details. All right, so that was for Clark County. Here is Southwest Washington, Washington State and Oregon State lockbox activity. So every time a real estate agent opens a lockbox on a home, I'm going to try to not cover Diane. Oh, look at that. Every time a real estate agent opens a lockbox on a home, that data is collected, and that's what we're looking at here. So this is for that same week. This is actually for the week before. You can see in Oregon, lockbox activity down almost 15%. Last week it was down over 20%. In Washington, same, down 16%. Now normally I would say not a big deal. It's Christmas time. Of course, people are out shopping for homes. They're going to Christmas parties, right? Mm-hmm. But if you look closely here, year over year, we're approaching a point where we're having less activity than we did the same time last year. So again, something we're going to follow very closely. Now, Diana, this week, which we don't have the statistics for, you'll have to wait till next Saturday, I saw a big bump personally in activity. People calling me, people starting to home shop. It was almost felt like springtime this week. There were so many incoming calls. So my prediction is that we're going to see those numbers in the positive next week. What do you say?
I do agree. You know, I want to kind of backtrack on your conversation on the topic of the pending sales. You know, pending sales are great. I think what we saw, those statistics show a few things. Sellers who've had their home on the market for quite some time finally got an offer that they were able to accept. The reason why people are putting their homes on the market now is because they have to sell or they want to sell, not necessarily that they need to, right? They have to. And so people are receiving offers, buyers are coming in, buyers are going to pay what they want to pay, right? And so I think sellers are, with homes that have been on the market, say for over 30 days, are finally receiving an offer that's worth getting to the closing table. So I think that's why we saw those pending sales up and the listings low. I think I would like to see those stats to see if a lot of those pending sales were homes that have been on the market for over 30 days. So that's kind of my initial intake on that one stat, is why are pending sales higher and listings are lower. Well, also new listings, it's tough. As an agent who was super listing heavy in 2025, I needed to wait for a day or two to get nice weather for photos. AI and Photoshop has its time and place when it comes to winterized listings, but it's tough.
And I can't wait to look at the for sale by owner to get your opinion on pictures. Okay. With that said, I can almost guarantee that 2026 is going to be a completely different market than 2025.
Yes.
All right. How does our audio sound? Is the music, can you guys hear the music? Do you like the music? How do our microphones sound? I don't know if you heard our intro, but we were scrambling with our microphones there at the end. So just let me know in chat how the audio sounds. Okay, interest rates. I don't know if Diana's prepared for these rates. I don't know if she's seen them.
I'm ready for the phone calls. I mean, I've gotten a few this week. Really blessed to get those phone calls and text messages that people are ready to sell or buy. But I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Good morning, Mrs. Steinman. Thank you for the feedback on the audio. Before we dive into rates, I'm sure you're thinking, man, Diana and Cody, they sound really, really smart. How do I get a hold of them? Well, I have something for you. Right here. It's really simple. You can scan this QR code to schedule a 15-minute phone call with me. Now, I think anybody in this market, a homeowner or somebody that's looking to buy, or an investor, or somebody that just wants to get an idea of where their value is at compared to their neighbors, could benefit from a call with me. Scan the QR code. Diana will put it in the description on her TikTok there, but scan the QR code. You can schedule a call with me. It's really easy. So there you go. Let's look at interest rates.
Ooh, I love those numbers.
Conventional 30-year fixed, 6.06. Guys, this is the lowest rate we've seen, I don't know, 18 months. Mm-hmm. I think there's a very good chance that we're going to see interest rates on conforming Fannie Freddie vanilla transactions go below 6% in the first quarter. We waited most of the year last year, all the way till October, till we saw FHA rates dip below 6%, and they did, and they held. FHA, which is our benchmark here on the My Mortgage Hound YouTube channel, 5.69. Guys, we're approaching 5.5 on FHA. Shameless plug. If you've been patiently waiting for a refinance, if you bought in 23, 24, 25, scan that QR code. My Mortgage Hound, loansbycody.com is my website. It's time to be prepared for a refinance, and do it smartly. Okay, on this channel, it's all about financing your home in a smart way. It's never more important to do that than when you are refinancing, especially in a market like this. Jumbo loans over 880,000, 6.35, VA 5.70. So interest rates very, very good. Okay, here's your chance to scan that QR code. Don't worry, we'll be bringing it up a bunch. Dinah, are you ready?
I'm ready. TikTok, are you ready? If you, by the way, if you're on YouTube right now and you've got TikTok, deal with Diana. Follow me on TikTok. I go live. We talk anything and everything real estate, parental stuff, because I'm a mom of 2 boys.
She dances.
I dance. Yeah. So yeah, if you've got friends on TikTok, follow me. I'm on live right now talking to my TikTok family. I have over 2,300 followers right now. Hoping to get 1 million. I'm just kidding.
That's great. And I know that Diana's working very hard on her social media to stand out and provide great content, and she's off to a great start this year. Okay. We are going to Camas, 3220 Northeast Cavett Road. Is that how you would say that?
Yeah.
In Camas, 3 beds, 2 baths, 2,508 square feet. Built in 1950. Those of you who are fans of the show, who are regular viewers, you know I love vintage homes. Sitting on 2 acres. So what stood out to me, every morning on Saturdays when I prepare for the stream, I jump on Zillow, I sort by days on the market, I look at homes that hit the market this week. This one stood out to me because it's a little unique, has some character. Built in 1950. This home, if we scroll through, I have some opinions here. This home is listed for sale by owner. Okay, so that simply means that the owner is selling the property without being represented by a real estate agent. And Diana, I know, is chomping at the bit to give us her opinion about that. But before you do, I'm going to give you some time to do that. One thing is I like this description. I haven't even read the whole thing. When I'm looking at descriptions for listings on Zillow, a lot of the time you could tell that it's all AI written and there's a lot of fluff. Built for the kitchen for a chef for entertaining, or a delightful background, or delightful back deck. All these very AI phrases. Here, this looks like bullet points. First of all, very bold headline to the description. Motivated seller. I like that. 2 acres and sought after Fern Prairie. I like that. $100,000 under market. So we're going to get Diana's opinion on that. Putting that in the description. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. All right. Welcome to this rare opportunity to own 2-acre retreat in highly desirable Fern Prairie area of Camas. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is what I like. Just these bullet points. Spacious 2 acres, top-rated Camas schools, sought-after location. They've said that several times. Vintage charm, updated kitchen and bathrooms. I would like to know what was updated and when it was updated. Large primary bedroom. Okay, I take it back. These are really nice bullet points, but there's not a lot of detail in here. Barn and additional outbuilding. For future conversion, I think they're talking about ADU.
Yeah.
Buyer to verify, detached garage views, Motivated seller, as we are moving out of state very soon, priced $100,000 under market value for a strong opportunity in one of Camus's most sought after areas. Is Fern Prairie a sought after area? You live in Camus.
I do live in Camus. Fern Prairie is a great location. One thing I would make sure, because without looking at a map of the actual location, making sure it has like good Wi-Fi and stuff. It's always the issue out in Fern Prairie. But you've got that. Oh.
So
yeah, you're out there.
Out there a little ways.
You're out there a little ways.
You're almost to Ireland.
I know exactly where that location is. Yeah, you're probably about 10 minutes to Camus High School. From what I see just from this photo, a few photos, you've got decent landscaping, at least some of the areas manicured, which is nice, especially if you're on acreage. Yeah.
Now, you may be thinking, I'm going to sell my house. I don't want to pay a real estate agent. I'm just going to do it myself. Their commission's not worth just getting nice pictures taken. Well, that's true. They do a lot more than take nice pictures. But you want to present your listing in the best ability possible, the best light possible on Zillow, okay? Especially that first week. These pictures aren't bad, but they're definitely someone taking them on their iPhone.
It's shady. There's not shady, not like it's just a lot of shade, right? It's a lot of darkness. And to be honest with you, really good realtors don't take their own photos. We hire a professional. That's the point, right? Yeah.
Details says definitely phone service is horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice remodel in the kitchen. Nothing wrong here. Slab granite, that looks like. I like the cabinets. Looks like laminate flooring in the living space. Ceiling fan, we're going to go through these pictures kind of quick. Dual vanity in the primary bathroom. Kind of modern, but I don't hate it. Diana, do you like this bathroom?
Lighting's not great. I would definitely, the bathroom's cute. I think you either need to pick dark cabinets and light walls or vice versa.
I would definitely negotiate my contract 3 light bulbs. Right?
Right.
If you're going to put your house out there, and this isn't slamming this person, it's not easy putting your home on the market yourself, but these little things matter, especially if some guy on YouTube decides to put it on their YouTube channel. And I'm going to say some positive things here in just a second, because these pictures are fine. It really gives you a good idea. If you are struggling to see yourself in this home, you can take these pictures, plug them in ChatGPT, and say make it a modern farmhouse. You can get a better idea. Fix the lighting. There's a lot you can do on your own with AI. Cool bedroom up here, upstairs, this loft area. I like how they painted the ceiling. The skylight coming in, very cool. Loft/bedroom. Okay, we're not going to spend too many. Nice covered back patio. It looks like they have like an off-road dirt bike track back here, but pretty private. And here's where all these little things we're nitpicking. Beautiful view of Mount Hood.
Beautiful.
Some deer, nice little buck there. And on this, looks like a dirt bike trail.
Yeah.
Okay, all is forgiven because I'm getting a 2,500 square foot house on 2 acres with some privacy out in the country, but still close in for $620,000.
Yeah.
Diana, I know you haven't done your research on this home.
I have not. No.
Is $100,000 under market? Is that a fair assessment? At $620,000. 2 acres.
With the acreage, the location, I think the price is the price is good. I'm going to though go a different direction and say, but why? Like, why is $100,000 lower? In my heart of hearts, without going to the county records and so forth, are the outbuildings permitted? They probably know that it's not. Is this whole house updated through DIY? Does somebody just decide that they have been, they know how to do their own construction remodeling, and they do it on their own? So how much work is somebody going to have to do to make it their own and make it functional. You know, pictures don't say anything. You know, I would like to get a walkthrough.
Well, you're right. They don't say everything. A walkthrough is great. You made two good points. One, the house looks like it's been well maintained
Right.
and up to date, some remodeling done. So I definitely see value there. But two, this is why if you see a for sale by owner, it doesn't mean you have to buy a house just as a buyer. You can have your own representation. And the seller should be expecting offers to come in from real estate agents.
Right.
So this is why if you see a for sale by owner, don't be intimidated. Still bring your real estate agent. We'll have all of Diana's information in the description for the live stream, and she'll give her contact info in a second. But if you want to go view this house or a house like this, call up Diana, pick her brain, and then have her schedule your viewing. So you're looking at it through somebody that's not emotionally excited about the house, that's going to guide you through, one, all the potential concerns with the home, and two, how to properly negotiate. Details, very astute observation, median price in Camas is $738,000. Let's look
Yeah.
at that.
And that's why I went to that side of the conversation is what's wrong with the home, right? How much money is a buyer that I'm going to represent needing to put into the house to make it functional? How is the deck? You know, you have that 2-story deck. How functional is that? Like I said, are those outbuildings permitted? Will this property, you ready for this, be financeable for somebody who wants to come in and use conventional financing?
And maybe they are correct. Maybe they are just motivated. They need to get this house off their books because they have a pending sale in another state and they need to get out of here. And maybe this is a good opportunity to pick up a good deal. And that's why if you're gonna do a transaction like this, having good representation that's gonna protect your interests.
Absolutely.
Because a house like this, it's easy to get excited about. 2 acres with a dirt bike track for my kids to ride their dirt bikes on. I'm private. Recently updated, so having an expert is key.
I mean, did you see the stats on Zillow? 40s on the market, 3,300 views, 220 something saved. So people are saving it. They want more information. You know.
If I were to bet, and maybe we'll revisit this next week, this house will sell this week. In Camas, there are currently 134 homes for sale. Details says 738. The median list price for homes for sale in Camas is $951,000, but there's a diverse range of properties in Camas, right? So they're
Very
taking in
much so.
some $5 million properties. Here's some examples of homes that are listed, $4 million, $3 million. So I would say, and I want your opinion, I think Details Home Inspections is more accurate at 738 when you take out some of those luxury homes. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
For homes that have gone pending, 859, so $100,000 under the median list price average. Excuse me, coffee burps. And then homes that have sold, 802,000. So if you look at just this data, yeah, sure, it's probably priced 100,000 under, especially with the limited inventory we have right now.
Right.
Right. All right, for sale by owner would definitely benefit from a pre-listing home inspection. You know, I had a transaction this last week where somebody was buying a home for an investment property. No, for a second home. They live in California. They were buying it here to be closer to their kids, and they wanted a pre-purchase home inspection. And they said that's common and customary down in California. I said it's a little unorthodox here to have an inspection prior to writing an offer. This home has been vacant for 7 years. So they were concerned. They had some concerns.
Rightfully so.
But I think Details makes a great point here. If you're looking at selling your house, get that pre-listing inspection. So if you do get a buyer like that, go, we already have an independent home inspection. Here you go. Especially in a market where we don't know if it's a seller's market. We don't know if it's a buyer's market. It's kind of neutral now, but sellers think it's a seller's market. Buyers think it's a buyer's market. Coming to terms over the last couple months on deals have been more difficult.
Yeah.
And so knowing that your home is priced accordingly to the home inspection, or maybe there's some things you need to fix before you list it to get the price that Diana's going to recommend. That's a great point detail.
And also, I was thinking about this, and I'm not going to shoot my foot, but I was thinking about putting together kind of a checklist for anybody who's thinking about trying to put their home for sale by owner. I think a pre-listing inspection is definitely beneficial for anybody who thinks they can do it on their own.
Right. I'm in a home built in 2004, Pacific Lifestyles, pretty bulletproof home, but I would need a home inspection because I know there's little things that need to be fixed if I were to sell my house, which I'm not, so don't get excited. All right, let's look at some numbers. If you're watching on TikTok, pull it up on YouTube. We're live right now because I'm going to talk about something that we talk about a lot on this channel, and maybe I should have tagged or led with this. I'm going to show you how to get an interest rate on this home that starts with 3%.
Ooh,
okay.
3% loans? Yeah.
So there are many ways to finance this property. This is just one. I thought we'd look at FHA this morning. Purchase price on this home is $620,000. If we put 3.5% down, that would make our loan amount $609,368. Interest rates today, national average, according to Mortgage News Daily, 5.69 on FHA. Guys, that's the lowest it's been in recent memory. If we look at a breakdown, principal and interest at the 5.6 would be $3,533 a month. Property taxes on 2 acres in Camas, $577. Homeowners insurance, somewhere around $100 a month. Tina with American Family normally's in the chat. She's our preferred agent. She could give you a ballpark on what insurance is going to be. Mortgage insurance on FHA. They have 2 forms of mortgage insurance. If you're unfamiliar with mortgage insurance, Diana, mortgage insurance does nothing for you other than allows you to put less than 20% down. If a homeowner has a mortgage with mortgage insurance and they default and go into foreclosure, the mortgage insurance company, in this case FHA, is going to reimburse the lender a percentage of the loan balance, offsetting risk to lending to somebody with less collateral. FHA has 2 forms of mortgage insurance, and it is expensive. This is the first $272 a month for mortgage insurance. If we add these 4 numbers together, we get a total payment of $44.82. Now, motivated seller gets me excited when I see that in a description on a listing. So how do we write an offer for a motivated seller? We don't want to be too aggressive. We want to leverage. So 2-1 temporary buy-downs. They're not for every market, but they're for this market. And they've been for this market for the last 18 months. And that is more true now than ever. The last Fed meeting, the president came out after the meeting and said he wants to have the lowest interest rates in the world. Okay. What are your predictions for what's going to happen with interest rates over the next 12 to 18 months? The consensus in the market is that we're going to be in a declining rate environment. Now, refinancing is never guaranteed. Nobody can predict the market. But if we wanted to get the best interest rate now and then maybe refinance as rates come down, this is how I would do it. Let's 2-1 temporary buy down. I'm going to move this camera down. I'm going to move the camera down so you guys can see. We're going to ask the sellers to pay for a 2-1 temporary buy down. And what that does is for the first year, it reduces our interest rate by 2%. So for the first 12 payments, our interest rate is going to be 3.69. People said, oh, we'll never see interest rates in the 3% range again. And that's probably true, but I can at least give you that rate for the first 12 payments. That's going to bring your payment down to $37.50, saving you $732 a month for the first 12 months.
Big savings.
Now, just because you qualify for a $4,500 mortgage payment doesn't mean it's an easy pill to swallow. And this gives you some time to either A, get used to it, used to a higher payment by starting off with a reduced rate, and also wait for the interest rates to come down if they do come down to refinance and lock in a lower rate for the life of the loan. In year 2, your interest rate is reduced by 1% So for the second year, your interest rate's 4.69. Bringing your payment to $41.06 for the second year, saving you $376 a month. And then in years 3 through 30, it's still a 30-year fixed mortgage. You're at the 5.69 and the 44.82. Now, the way these 2-1 buy downs are paid for is, in this example, the cost of that 2-1 buy down is $11,068 that we're going to ask the sellers to pay. Now, if you came in and offered 20 grand less, then you're going to save maybe $120 a month. Here we're asking for $11,000 contribution. We're saving $700 a month for the first year. Now, normally I would say this would be what I would recommend, but I recommend you go further. Motivated seller, they don't have representation. We don't want to write an insulting offer, so we're just going to ask for 3%. We're going to ask the sellers to contribute $18,600, which is going to pay for that 2-1 temporary buy down. It's also going to pay, our closing costs are wrong here. It's also going to pay for some of our closing costs. So let me go in and make this quick. One of the reasons Diana is here so she can see the behind the scenes of doing a live stream and issues like this come. That's right. Yeah, we're right. So $36.91. So that extra $5 grand, $6 grand we're asking for because it's going to pay for our closing costs and some of our prepaid items. So in this example, our total cash to close is $26,096. Our down payment is $21,000. So we're bringing in almost just our down payment. We get that reduced rate for the first 2 years. What do you think, Diana?
I mean, I think that's a great breakdown. I think it's a great breakdown for, for the price point, especially in Camas. Just from recent experience with a for sale by owner, that's all great, but you have to understand a lot of these for sale by owners don't want to pay a buyer's agent commission, or they're going to pay very minimal. They're requiring you to build in the buyer's commission in your offer. So to ask for $18,000 plus in our offer, if I was representing a buyer for the seller, I would be dumbfounded that they would accept that.
Well, that's great advice, and this is why you need to have your own representation.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a real estate agent, I'm just a mortgage guy. And you may have one opinion, whether it's a for sale by owner or not, you may have one opinion, but you need somebody you trust to check to see, is my opinion ridiculous or not? But motivated seller, why not try something creative?
Absolutely.
I can tell you there's going to be buyers that are going to come in and offer $580 for that home. Here I'm asking for $18,000 under.
Yep.
And maybe they counter and say, look, you got agent commission, maybe let's meet in the middle. There's lots of ways to do that, which is why if you would like to brainstorm a scenario similar to this, you can just scan this QR code right here and schedule a 15-minute call with me. I can pass you on to Diana, but more than happy to go deeper in negotiation strategies.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because Diana's here, we went way over on that house, which is okay. But now that we know what a 2-1 buy down is, we can go quicker on the next one. How's everyone doing? You guys enjoying the stream so far? Diana's not on TikTok anymore, she ended it. Okay.
I think it'd be fun to have conversations about a for sale by owner and how to negotiate through that with representation when the other party does not have representation.
Yeah.
Maybe a topic later, but yeah, I love challenges like that.
You guys ready for house number 2? Diana, are you ready for house number 2?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, everyone knows I'm a sucker for Richfield. It's where I live. I'm a sucker for older homes. And I found this one this morning. We're going to 470 South 9th Court in Richfield. 5 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2796 square feet, built in 1959, sitting on a 3rd acre. This home is listed by Lisa and Nancy, and it's in a highly desirable area. And if this home was on the opposite side of the street, it would be listed for $1.7 million. The reason why is the views of the Columbia River, the Richfield National Wildlife Refuge. But you can see here, we are just off of Hillhurst and Pioneer, walking distance to downtown. There's a little trail that takes you downtown. And the development in Richfield is crazy. It's still the fastest growing city in the state of Washington. They just put a Costco and In and Out, which I went to the other day for a coworker's birthday. Grocery stores, huge amount of commercial buildings going in. Let's see what Nancy and Lisa have to say. We'll skim through this quick. Tucked into Richfield's most beloved pockets. I'm skipping all the fluff. Postcard-worthy views overlooking the National Wildlife Refuge. So maybe there are views. We'll look in the picture because it is up on a hill. So maybe you can see over across the street to the views. We'll take a look at that. Hardwood floors, quartz countertops, exposed beam ceilings. Not one, but 2 wood-burning fireplaces. I'm a sucker for wood-burning fireplaces. 2 bedrooms on the lower level, a second kitchen, a spacious family room with its own entrance. Ideal setup for visiting guests, multi-generational living, income-producing Airbnb property. Fully fenced backyard. Okay, let's look at some pictures. All right, what do you think of the curb appeal on this one, Diana?
Super cute. Very cute. I like the lighting. Whoever did the pictures did a really good job. Great manicured front entrance. You know, what's really important, this is what I tell all my sellers, is that first impression is really important. So when somebody drives to your, up to your house, drives into your driveway, what is that first impression? And right now, it's a great first impression for me. It's great.
This picture tells me that they're looking at a view. Mm-hmm. There's a big front porch to enjoy those sunsets, lots of windows in the front. So hopefully I'm right about that. I don't have a cough button. Excuse me. All right. Wood burning fireplace number 1. Kind of a narrow room, but there's those hardwood floors. They look like they could be refinished originals.
They look like it, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. And we get a little peekaboo view here. Richfield's being, maybe some would say Richfield's been overdeveloped for residential real estate. Getting a view like this, it's a shame because we've lived here for 25 years. And I used to drive out of my neighborhood and drive by longhorn steer, cattle, cornfields, and it's now much more developed. I have to actually look both ways when I pull out of my neighborhood now, or before I can pull out half asleep. So finding views like this are hard to find in Richfield now. And we're under $1 million. Oh wow, okay. So here's that living room from a different angle, but look at this exposed beam ceilings. Well, they're kind of exposed beams.
Yeah, they're partial. Well, they're not, the beams are exposed at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful ceiling. There's a better view of the ceiling there. Okay, so you can see across the street and kind of get a peekaboo view. But again, if you are across the street and you for this size of house, you're easily in that 1.5 million. Cool dining area. Holler if you see anything that stands out to you, to Diana. Beautiful kitchen.
A little small. I'm wondering what is on the opposite side. Like if the picture above makes it look small, and then you've got that.
Oh, yeah, there's I think this is our entry with that living room. There's the fireplace. Mm-hmm. And then.
Looks like you go downstairs right there too.
Oh, yeah. I don't know which bedroom this is, but it has a slider out to the back deck. We're gonna go through these fairly quickly here. Bedroom number 2, nice utility room. Bedroom number 3, there's our entry. So this is between the kitchen and the living space.
Yep.
It's just the entry area. There's stairs downstairs. Fireplace number 2 is downstairs. This bonus room, or I think this is the second living room they were talking about. This screams pool table, bar, big TV for football. Richfield's such a great community too. It'd be very easy to make friends in Richfield, have them over for football Sundays, get the trigger going out on that cool front deck.
Very homey.
Very homey. And the second kitchen. So you could use this as an ADU. Another bedroom, I think that's bedroom 5. Office area, nice back deck, looks like painted cedar. Nice structure. One thing I noticed, and Diana, you tell me, these pictures were not taken in December.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
These are summer pictures. Let's go back to listing. It also says 2025. It's not a big deal. It's only been 2026 for 10 days.
Right.
So I'm not going to fault them there. Price cut on the 6th of $24,500. How long has this home been on the market?
It says 4 days, but it must have been back on the market. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
So it hit the market in July. So those pictures look like June, July pictures. At $789. Dropped the price to $749 in August. Dropped it again in January.
When did they buy it? I want to see what year they bought it. 2022. Okay.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, they bought it. It sold in 2022 for $646. So maybe a motivated seller, maybe a non-motivated seller. So if you have questions about this property, it's really easy. You just scan this QR code and you can schedule a 15-minute call with myself. I can do an introduction to Diana. We could be looking at this home today. I know Diana's doing an open house today. I'll let you talk about that towards, well, go ahead, talk about your open house.
My open house is 2210 South White Salmon Drive. Beautiful home. And when I say it's immaculate, from top to bottom and in every crevice of this house, it is the most cleanest, crisp looking home.
We've looked at this home
Yes.
on the stream. It's decorated in all white. It's very, very cool.
And it's fully custom. When she bought the home, she customized the 12-foot doors. She customized the luxury vinyl plank. Everything in this house is custom. And we priced it to sell. It's you can't get a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home like this in a private setting for under $615. We're at essentially $620.
And what time does your open house start?
Well, depending on probably like 11 to 1, 12 to 2. Just depends.
Okay. So
It's right
come
up
check
the
out address one more time.
2210 South White Salmon Drive.
Okay, perfect. Let's go back to this property and let's look at some numbers. Currently in Richfield, there are 70 homes for sale. The average median list price $686. Homes that are pending the median price $675, and then homes that have sold $620. I can tell you that number's come down over the last couple years. And guys, I'm working on getting the chat back on the screen here. Okay, so same strategy as the FHA, 2-1 temporary buy down. Our purchase price $725. This time we're using conventional financing and we're putting 20% down. I can see a family coming in here and wanting a cool house in Richfield to raise their kids in. They're going to sell their starter home and they're easily going to have the 20% to put down. Okay, I think the chat's back working. So 20% down, our loan amount would be $580,000. Interest rate 6.06 That's crazy. We're so close to breaking 6% on conventional, which hasn't happened since the end of COVID. We're so close. So 6.06 on this house. Look at a quick payment breakdown. $34.99 is the principal and interest payment with 20% down. Property taxes $498. Homeowners insurance $100 a month. No mortgage insurance because we are putting down the 20%. Total principal and interest $4,097. Not bad.
Not bad.
Now, if that's what you said, that's not that bad. Well, look what we can do. We can come in here and ask for the sellers. This home's been on the market since July. They could be sticklers. They could be, they dropped their purchase price a little bit. They're trying to get them. I can tell they're trying to get the most out of it. So I don't want to come in and insult them by offering another $25,000 under. They just lowered it $25,000. So instead, we can ask them to pay for a temporary 2-1 buy down, which brings our interest rate for the first 12 payments to 4.06.
It's a great number.
Dropping our principal and interest, taxes and insurance, our total payment to $33.87, saving us $710 a month for the first 12 months. And then in year 2, we're at 5.06, bringing us to $37.32, saving us an additional $365 a month for year 2, and then we're back up to the full 6.06. Guys, I think that there is a possibility in the next 18 to 24 months to lock in somewhere around here, to refinance and lock in your interest rate around that 5%. If interest rates get to 5%, a home like this isn't going to be going for $750.
Oh, no. You're close to $850.
So, you marry the house, you date the interest rate. As corny as that sounds, this is a great example of that being true. Total cash out of pocket in this example, $155. We're paying the closing costs. We're asking the sellers to contribute $12,907 towards that 2-1 temporary buy down. I don't think they'd bark on that. Do you?
No.
How you guys liking the guest appearance of Diana? Throw in the chat. Make sure the chat window is working here. Somebody throw in the chat. You like the live guest? We've done the Zoom. It's kind of a nightmare with the audio, but I love that you're here. We're going way over time, which is great. I prepped everybody for that. We're going to do at least one more.
Okay.
How's everyone doing? I will take the QR code down, so scan it because I'm taking it down. All right. And it wouldn't be an episode of the My Mortgage Hound if we didn't show, thank you, Mrs. Steinman, one of Diana's listings. Now, we've looked at this one before. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to risk having all of our viewers shut off right now. We're going to talk about non-QM. Non-QM just means creative financing. Financing that doesn't meet Fannie and Freddie. Now, I work with Cross Country Mortgage, so of course I'm going to tell you how awesome we are, but we have the largest selection of non-traditional mortgages, non-QM mortgages in the industry. Number one, hands down, bar none. We are the number one DSCR lender in the country. Cody, what the hell is DSCR? That's what I want to show you on Diana's listing here. If you are a property investor and you own rental properties, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, you know that they can be challenging to finance, especially if you're a self-employed borrower, you write off a lot on your taxes, maybe you're a real estate agent, right? And where you have to show 2 years tax returns, I'm gonna have to show P&Ls, I'm gonna have to show all this documentation. DSCR loans, debt servicing coverage ratio loans, it's a super sexy name, is designed for those buyers. Where as long as you have your down payment and a credit score, all we're going to use to qualify to buy an investment property is the income that the property produces. And in this property, we're going to look at, let me pull it up now, Diana, there are currently tenants in there that are moving out, correct?
Yep, moving out at the end of January. Home was bought just a few years ago. It was updated by my clients, new carpet, new LVP, updated kitchen. And they decided to move back to the sticks, essentially, out in Hood River County. And so it's been a rental for only 1 year.
And what's the current rent? Do you know?
$28.50.
That's funny. You say $28.50. Okay, and I didn't know that ahead of time. I didn't plan for this. But we're going to look at the pictures. I just want to go straight to the financing. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, this is a perfect rental. 1,700 square feet on 182nd, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 level.
1 level.
You know, well maintained. But if I'm looking at this as an investment property, using that debt servicing coverage ratio loan, you could expect an interest rate around 6.25. Now it's going to vary a lot depending on your qualifying as far as how much the rent covers the payment, how much your down payment is. Those type of things do affect your interest rate. We're going to use 6.25 as an average example for today. We're going to be putting, what is that? 30% down in this scenario. Okay, we're putting 30% down. We'll make our loan amount $384,930. If we look at a breakdown of this payment, $2,370 for property for principal and interest, property taxes $425, homeowners insurance around $75 a month, $2,870. It's renting for $2,850.
Yep.
So right there, the rental income is covering the payment. That's all you need to qualify. I don't want to see your tax returns. I don't want to see your bank statements minus your cash to close. I don't want to know about your other rental properties. We're just qualifying based off the rental income. And look at that rate. It's right in line with conventional financing. It's not like you're paying 2% to get that. It's not hard money.
Great opportunity.
Diana, if I want to contact you about this property, how do I do so?
You can shoot me a call or a text message. My number is 360-904-0286. I serve all of Washington, to be honest with you. So if it's not this home, you see another amazing opportunity, say in King County, Thurston County, at Tri-Cities, Wenatchee, you name it. I've done business all over the place. So would love to connect with anybody who has questions about real estate in the state of Washington.
I'm going to throw all of Diana's contact info in the description so you can see it there. You can always reach out to me as well. I think we're going to end it. We're almost at an hour. Diana, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Next week, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And make sure, if you're not familiar with YouTube, when you subscribe, next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell. Click on that bell for notifications. That way, when I post my live stream for next Saturday, you'll know when it's going to start, because it probably isn't going to start at 9 a.m. because I'm going to be in Texas. Rochester, Texas, about 3 hours west of Dallas. And I'll be doing a stream a little bit later in the day. I'm not quite sure when, but probably somewhere around noon, 2 o'clock, somewhere in that window. And we're going to be doing Texas homes. I'm very excited. Landman is all the rage. We're going to be in Landman territory. We're going to be just north of Amarillo. So I'm going to be doing my best Billy Bob Thornton impressions. And I have a special guest in Texas lined up. He doesn't know he's going to be on the stream, but it's a coworker, one of the best loan officers in Texas, is going to be joining me. He doesn't know it yet, but Joe knew you will be joining me after our morning activity in Texas next week. So make sure to follow, like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for next Saturday. Guys, call Diana. Go out and enjoy your Saturday. Any parting words of wisdom, Diana?
When we're asked if it's the right time to buy, or when's the right time to buy, it's when you find the right house.
Opportunity is the name of the game going into this market.
Absolutely.
And that may change. It may change to, I might need to make some sacrifices in my needs list to get a home if it gets hot. If we see the statistics we looked at the beginning, if we don't see the inventory improve, having the luxury of waiting till the right opportunity to present itself might go away.
Yep.
So now I don't like saying now's the time to buy, but if you are interested in buying a home, I think the first quarter of this year is going to be the best opportunity of the year to buy.
Yep. For buyers.
For buyers.
Yes. Yep.
This market is going to look, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, is going to look a lot different in 2025.
Absolutely.
Diana, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see everybody next week.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye.